All right, what's going on, guys? Time for the third and final part of the How I Mixed Koja series. Like I said, I haven't looked at this song in a while, so I guess I took the vocals off my computer to save space or something like that, so they're offline right now. So I'm going to go to an all-consuming thunder. Did I do keys for this? I did not, so I have to go to a different song to do keys. But all we need is vocals right now. Don't ask why the colors are different. I don't remember why I did that. But let's just go to the vocals here. So on the vocals, my record label actually pointed this out, but then when I told him why, he was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So for my Koja project, I did not use a condenser microphone or a dynamic microphone. What I do is I have a voice recorder app on my Android phone and I record the vocals into that. I play the song on my phone with headphones, and if I have headphones in, the voice recorder app won't hear the music playing, so I have the actual song playing in real time in my ears while I sing the vocals. And yes, I do sit there and say nothing and try not to breathe too heavy during the long stretches of no vocals until the vocals come back in. I don't like chop up or skip through the song. I just wait for the whole song. So for songs like A Flood of Reapers and, As the Soul's Cleave from the Body and all those stuff, yes, I'm really sitting there just listening in silence until the vocals come up. So like I said, I use a voice recorder app on my phone. It's like a white background with a blue microphone, or blue background with a white microphone, depending on which version you have. And I did that to intentionally make it sound raw and just not necessarily unprofessional, but definitely just raw. You know what I mean? And my record label actually liked that a lot. He was like, "Oh, it sounds really good. It reminds me a lot of black metal. It's like you got a lot of atmospheres going on." I was like, "Yeah, cool, thanks." So I don't use my Focusrite for this. I don't use my Sterling mics. I don't use any actual professional microphone. I use my phone mic. And I just make sure I don't have any alarms going off, make sure it vibrates off, make sure it's totally on silent, make sure my data and Wi-Fi is off so I don't get any calls or texts during it. So, and I also sit in my car. I sit in my car in the garage. And the car is not on. There's no air. There's no engine running. I don't want any external noise at all. So all the vocals for Koja have all been recorded in my car, with my car off, in my garage, on my cell phone's voice recorder app. I think I have a video somewhere of that. I might insert it if I can find it, but that's how I record all the Koja vocals all the time. No professional mics, no anything. So now, boop, 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 boop. Where's the beginning of these vocals? Oh, okay. So yeah, we're just gonna start here. So this is just my raw vocal here. This is an all-consuming thunder. I was kind of like sick during this, so my vocals weren't as good as I wanted them to be, but had to get this song out for Halloween, especially since I missed the Christmas song that year. So this is what my raw vocals sound like. Come on, Rainbow Wheel. Whoops, oopsie. My bad, I forgot to turn all the tones off on everything. Definitely need to do that. Yeah, as y'all can see, my computer cannot really, it can't really handle any full song of any kind, not YMFS, Project Schism or anything. So usually when I mix, I have to record everything, get all the tones on, but keep the tones off everything else, and turn the tones on, render it, and that's how I mix, because my computer is not in any way capable of handling a full song of any kind, unless it's like 3 tracks of bass, like that one song from Tony DeKage. But anyway, I'm digressing. So here's my raw vocal here.
As it scarred the sky, a brilliant flash.
Okay, let me get some actual singing in here. I'm just talking right there. Like I said, please use my sick voice here.
Surrounded by the sound, vibrations engulf you.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Oh, good lord. Oh well, the song needed to come out. The show had to go on. So let's see what I did. Oh my goodness, I did a lot. All right, so let's run through it. Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, so I put the reverb from Kakos on here. I put the volume adjustment 7 dB and then max volume minus 6 dB. So that took it from this.
Surrounded.
Good Lord, it sounds awful.
Surrounded by the sound.
Yeah, so not like super different, but I left it on there just in case I didn't want to take it off later and add everything like that. Man, it's still missing like a little bit of something. And then thankfully that just worked out for me in the end. So did that, then we did the reverbate right here, put the room size at 95, because like I said, I'm in a car recording on a cell phone. I put the dampening at 3, the stereo width at 0.68, the initial delay at 0, low pass 13.664 hertz, and high pass at 99, and the wet and dry are both like -3. So that took it from this.
Surrounded.
Okay, we're going to start from here because I hate hearing that. We're going to start from there. That sounds better. So start here.
Vibrations engulf you.
And this is what it turned into here.
Vibrations engulf you.
Yeah, so that was like, all right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. So we got the re-EQ, and boy, this took me a long time to actually figure out how to even work this thing. But, after YouTube and some Reaper tutorials, I managed to do it. So, yeah, I'm definitely not competent enough to explain this to you, but high pass, frequency, hertz, 120.3, 82, 0, gain, 2 bandwidth, band 2, I put frequency 646.1, E5, 1.6 dB gain, and bandwidth at 1. Band 3 was not enabled because that just kept making it sound like trash, and I didn't know how to adjust it to fix it, so yeah, I didn't use band 3. And then band 2 alt, or band 4, wait, no. Oh yeah, okay, so that's what that is. Alright, cool. So yeah, band 4, 4290.8 C8, 1.7 dB gain, and 0.79. So that took it from this to this. And like I said, I didn't know nothing about mixing or nothing, so when I saw that line move, I was like, ooh, squigglies! Haha! Alright. So then we went to re-delay, probably one of my favorite things to use on this track if you can't tell. Yeah, this one, so I put the wet a little bit below baseline, -6.1, I put the dry at 0, put the length 0, put the musical length at 0.30, feedback at that, I don't know what that means, low pass filter at 3411, high pass filter at 148, resolution at 24 bits, and stereo width at 1, volume 0, and -0.7. I don't know what that other thing is, but yep. And then, as you can see, between 1 and 2, wet and dry at the same place. And with this one, yeah, there are a few changes. Length still 0, time, musical length 0.15, feedback same, low pass filter 4475 hertz, high pass filter 173 hertz, resolution 24 bits, stereo width 1, and then volume -3, and then 0.7. So I took it from this like, I don't know how well you can hear it from my phone camera, but that added kind of a little bit more like hissiness and like a kind of a little, I guess you would call it, shine under it, or kind of like a maybe like a little bit of white noise little sound. It really ended up helping it cut through everything and still being able to fit properly within the mix. So I actually liked it and it's left it in. So yeah, that's why I did that. And I did rear comp for some compression, and threshold is at 0. Pre-comp at 0, I put the attack at 3 milliseconds and a release at 100. And then I put the ratio at 1. Knee size, I have no clue what that is. Put that at 0. Low pass at 20,000 hertz. High pass at 0 hertz. RMS size, don't know what that is, at 5. And then I put the wet at 0 and the dry all the way down there. So, like I said, just a lot of playing with stuff. This took a long time. But this is what the vocals sound like here with that not on. And this is what it sounds with it on. Like I said, not sure if you can really hear the difference too much on my phone camera, but that kind of just makes all my consonants just pop. All the consonants and the beginnings of each word just kind of makes it pop more and gives it just a little more uptick and a little more presence. And that is why I ended with the volume adjustment, because after I ended up playing it with everything, I was like, still needs to be a little louder, but I don't want to make like too many vocal tracks. So I was like, let me do a little bit of volume adjustment and just double them up, and that actually ended up working. So without volume adjustment, I just put adjustment at 7 and the max volume at -6. So without that, it just sounded like this. With some volume adjustment, it just came up to this. Yeah, like I said, definitely was fun to mix. Okay, this one does have piano. Good. So this will be the last part here. We're gonna go. Let me see something. Let's see. See if these clip or not. Okay, hold on. I might just show you how they both sound. Okay, so I'm just gonna play you each different part, and then we're gonna play after I do the tones, because these all sound good. Sounds up just a little bit if you didn't hear them well enough. Sounds sexy. All right. So now I'm gonna turn this volume back down because it's about to get loud. All right. So for the keys, what I did was I, of course, had some reverb, reverbate, and redelay. So, what I did was put the reverb. This is so pretty to look at. Reverb generator and echo generator on. The wet at -4.9 right there. The dry at +10.2. Starting position at 6 milliseconds. The length at 61. Spacing at 1.7. Error 4.4. That at 0.50. Starting volume -1.2 dB and ending volume at 33.4. And like I said, I don't know what that is. So without that, this is what it sounds like. And with it, this is what it sounds like. Like I said, not like a super big difference there, but it's all about stacking, right? Like I said, a bunch of different tones, a bunch of different things. So then I went to reverbate because, of course, that didn't sound powerful enough, and I was like, all right, there definitely needs to be more there. So I put sync wide from this little menu right here. Then I put wet and dry both at -3. Room size at 95, dampening at 3, stereo width 0.68, initial delay 0, low pass 13.664, and high pass at 99. So that made it go sound like this. Oh, you know why it doesn't sound any different? Is I haven't clicked the effect button on. I'm sorry. Boop. So anyway, this is what it sounds with just the reverb on right there. I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. Even have the tones on. I was like, this sounds exactly the same. But oh yeah, and I just did this one last October. This should be fresh in my memory. But yeah, so yeah, so mainly like volume adjustment there, but also a little bit of reverb. And then with the reverbate, that just kind of give it a little more sinister feel, just kind of a little more creepiness to it. I'm gonna turn this down before I play this. Yeah, I was really hesitant to put keys in any Koja songs. I didn't want them to be too similar to Soul Survival, but it just sounds so great, and I'm gonna try to do keys more, maybe getting more in like kind of Funeral Doom territory. So yeah, the keys just add so much more dimension, extra like atmosphere there that you can't play the same chord on piano and play it on guitar and then it sounds like the same, add the same thing. So yeah, definitely gonna have more keys in future Koja projects as well. So, getting with the read delay by Kaku's, wet and dry 0. Oh wow, all these are enabled. All right, so here we go. On I guess band number 1, put stock 5 basic tap ping pong. Like I don't know what these mean, but they all just sound different. So I just scrolled through them until I found something. Sorry if I skipped those on the other ones that I did. But so the first one got length time 0, musical length 1, feedback that, low pass filter 20,000 hertz, high pass filter 0, resolution 24, stereo width 1, volume 0, and -1. On 2, pretty much same thing except I got the length musical at 2 instead of 1, and then I got what else is different? The only things that are different are these right here. This is at -3 and that's at 1. And then for the third one, I got it at 3 instead of 2. And then I have these right here at -6 and -0.5 or -0.5, whichever one you prefer. 4 here for the musical length, -9 and 0.5 for the volume. I think that was the only different ones. Yep. And then for this one, I got 5 for the musical length, I got -12 for the volume, and I got 0 for the other volume. And what that did was kind of just bring it all together and just was the culmination of the tone I wanted. I really debated just put in like clean piano with just some volume adjustment, but it didn't, even when I played it in low octaves, it didn't have the same atmospheric punch I wanted it to. Plus, when you played in low octaves, you got the bass, you got the toms, you got the kick, so it was just kind of making it sound a little too like muddy and kind of boggy for me. So I decided to, put these tones on here and, spice it up a little bit, doom it up, darken it up, So this is what it sounds like with without the rear delay. And this is what it sounds with the rear delay. See how it just carries over like that? There's no pause in the sound. I didn't want that either. So I didn't want there to be any pause in the sound, so it just kind of carries it over to the next and just keeps that atmosphere going. I did debate just having it like drop out and be silent in between these chunks, but I was like, nah, I need that atmosphere to keep going. It dropping out doesn't sound as spooky. And then this is what the chorus is. Yeah. And that's how I mix Koji songs. I always mix them before I send them off to be mastered, so I don't know how much stuff Ket does as far as mastering, but I always have a mix just ready, just because I like to, mix, stuff now a little bit. So that's what I did. That's all the tones I use. That's how I layer them all. That's all my settings and stuff. Once again, like I said, I'm not like super technical with the stuff. I'm more of a composer and a performer, not a sound engineer or producer of any kind. So if I got some stuff wrong or didn't explain it in good enough detail, I do apologize to y'all. But I just love just going through mixing, going through all the tones, describing the process. I really like the post-nut clarity or pre-nut clarity video, so I decided to just do one for that. Plan on doing one for my YMFS project, Soul Survival, as well. If y'all want to see that, just let me know, and I'll have some more content coming for you guys soon. If you guys like this, y'all can like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I know these videos have been like longer lately, but I just wanted to really get them done. So thank y'all for watching. If y'all like this, y'all can like, comment, subscribe, and rock on.